be here. Arnold.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. What are you doing?
Talking about bad guys.
Yes, bad guys? Moi? How dare you?
Oh, sorry.
Not at all.
I sort of may have confused you with your role in Defiance because he's not the nicest of guys.
No, no. He's misunderstood, you might say. Like a lot of villains. It's society's problem, not mine. So there you go. Nice to meet you. Goodbye. No, yeah. I think he had some issues when he was growing up back in his own planet. Yeah, he didn't get a fair crack at the whip, as it were. And yeah, I think now he'll do anything in his power to try and climb the ladder, as it were, and sort of. He was already in the gutter, shall we say, where he came from. But at the beginning of season 2, don't want to give too much away, he's fallen from whatever grace. That's a contradiction in terms, really, but he's messed up his plan that him and Stammer had procured, and yeah, he's fun to play though. He's my mother loves to hate him.
Okay.
So
she loves to hate him.
She loves to hate him. Yeah, I've got a fun story, but I was at one of the Comic-Cons, and I think it was San Diego, and I was telling them the story, but my mother was like, "Oh my God, you look, you know, that's quite a prosthetic they give you for DATAC," and I was like, "Okay, I wear a wig and the contact lenses." Yeah. No, your nose. And I was like, "My nose?" And she goes, "Yes, that thing in your face." I said, "Yeah, well, that thing in my face isn't a prosthetic piece, Mother. That was the nose you gave me, actually." And she's like, "Oh, you're joking." I said, "No." She goes, "It looks very large." I said, "I think maybe the makeup." Anyway, so thanks, Mum. Dankeschön, Mama.
For being so nice.
For being so nice to me.
Speaking of the future of the show, do you have any influence concerning your character, the development, the script, maybe?
Yeah, no, I think all the actors have very much have a say in where the character's going, but and sometimes in season 1, just even in the performing of it, in the performing of certain scenes, the way it was directed, the way what the actors brought to it, sort of gives the writers that they go, "Oh, that's interesting. The way he or she did that, and oh, that's going to be quite. Oh, I've got an idea." And so it's constantly evolving. I think all of the characters, but I think season 2, they're not evolving morally, shall we say? But they're. You know, all of them are trying. I've got a lot of skeletons in the closet. So yeah, we do have, you know, quite a bit of input. We talk to Kevin Murphy and the rest of the writing staff, which is beneficial. And yeah, it's a ensemble, I guess you might say. Yeah.
Which works together, and you just contribute.
Yeah, well, we contribute. There's a writers. Kevin Murphy talks about there's a writers' room, and it's very, you know, you go in, and no matter what what stripes you have on your lapel or what hierarchy you are in, it doesn't matter. You go in the room, and if you have an idea, you know, it's you contribute, and you know, it's no big deal if the people. No, it's not right, or they don't like it. That's fine. But people are always throwing ideas about, and trying to keep it fresh, and trying to keep it, you know, compelling and interesting, and not just, you know, this. I remember watching my wife. She was Skyping each other, you know, like on the do you have Skype? Yeah, and she was watching an episode of Boardwalk Empire, which she loves. I like it very much. I did a couple of episodes in it a while ago, but I was watching her watching it on the television, and there was a moment which was quite violent. It was quite intense, and I saw her jump out of her chair, and she's like, "Oh my God, honey, you can't believe what I've just been watching." So I won't say what happened, but it was quite an intense, violent moment, and I guess there's a lot of moments like that in season 2, but I think they're in the sense of, I think they're well placed in the sense of not just been there for gratuitously violent. They're there for good reason, and it's it's not just the guys who are behaving like this. Let me tell you, the ladies in season 2 are, that I think that's what a lot of people find interesting about the show, is that the men are sort of can be strong characters, but they can also be big idiots, especially Daytak at times. But a lot of the women characters are very smart and very conniving, and so it's a nice balance, I think, they have in the show.
A lot of people at FedCon love you for another role.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes, they've been very nice about that. Yeah, it's been.
Do you have the feeling they like you even more for Vincent than?
Yeah, I think. Well, I guess it's two very different roles, different shows. But geez, if Defiance could run for 50 years, that would be okay. Yeah. I wouldn't need a grey wig. But Doctor Who's been going for 5 decades. It's an amazing thing, and people love people love it, and they very much. I think they really connected with that episode with the Doctor, and with Van Gogh, a lot of Van Gogh, as the Dutch lady, Vincent van Gogh, which is get your Gogh in there, and the right pronunciation. But a lot of people were coming up to me and saying, they really liked, because it got them into Vincent's artwork, watching Doctor Who, and people who liked Vincent watched it for Vincent, and now they're into Doctor Who. So a lot of people, I was saying to somebody last night, like maybe people who haven't seen Shakespeare, for instance, or haven't been to the theatre too much, like Baz Luhrmann, for instance, when he did Romeo and Juliet, it was such a sexy, funky, sharp version of Shakespeare's classic tale that there's a lot of younger people who are who maybe might not have been taken by Shakespeare or interested in it. They become extremely interested in Shakespeare and his life and his work, and so I guess in some ways that's hopefully what Vincent has done for Doctor Who, and Doctor Who has done for Vincent. And also I talked about it in the Q&A, was just about the sort of how everybody thought he was mad, because at the time in the 19th century, 1860s, obviously and within medicine and with the doctors, it wasn't as advanced as we are in the last 50 years or 100 years, and they just thought he was mad, and he was obviously he was very ill, he was possible bipolar, and it was the first time in a while that well, I don't think ever, that there was a 1-800 number at the bottom of the screen at the end of the episode where they said if anybody has depression or mental health issues, that because there is still a stigma attached to it. There's still real people who don't want to talk about it, and it's that's a shame. But in many ways, if people who have seen that episode have come up to me or they've tweeted me and they've mentioned how it helped them address their their depression or their sort of issues of their mind and so on. So as in any walk of life, as an actor or an artist, that's it melts my heart, when people say, oh, we enjoyed what you did or what everybody did together, but if it helped them in their life progress in many ways, that's brings a tear to a glass eye, really.
I was just told I have one more question.
Okay.
So I better make it a good
He
one.
talks a lot, this guy.
That is perfect. You answered every question by answering one. So
Now answer in German.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Say something in German.
Der Ball ist rund. I always mess this up. It's about Sepp Hepburger, the 1954 World Cup. His wife said it to him. Der Ball ist rund und das Spiel durch 90 Minuten. No, that was wrong, wasn't it?
No, it was actually
Der Ball ist rund
Der Ball ist
und
das Spiel
das Spiel dauert 90 Minuten.
90.
Dauert 90 Minuten, yeah. I'm fired now, I'm done. I'll never be asked back. I missed a syllable.
Yeah, it's das Runde muss in das Eckige.
Ah, that one.
Right.
I'm not very big
I'll
on
get that
the-
one
the-
for
the
next year.
football thing. Thank you.
Dankeschön. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.